it's your girl Nurse Channie here with a new video today. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. So happy you're here. If you've been here before, hey girl, hey. So today I am going to be talking to my travel nurse friends or nurses who are interested in transitioning into travel nursing. So if you want to hear 5 things that all travel nurses need, keep watching. I'm Chandra, aka Nurse Channie. I have been a travel nurse for almost 3 years. I am excited to be a travel nurse. It's been a game changer for me, life changing, okay? And so my goal here is to help empower you in your journey as a travel nurse. So I want to talk to you about 5 things that may be helpful for you as a travel nurse. The first thing that you need is experience. So travel nursing is not for the faint of heart, okay? It is a great career, but it can come with lots and lots and lots of challenges, especially if you don't have the experience needed to be a travel nurse. So as a travel nurse, you need to be able to hit the ground running. You're going to have a very abbreviated orientation period. Nobody's going to hold your hand when you start your career as a travel nurse. The expectation is you need to be able to hit the ground running. So you definitely need experience. So oftentimes people will ask me, well, how much experience do you think I need? So it's difficult for me to put it in terms of numbers, but what I can tell you is as a travel nurse, you should be skilled enough to take care of the most complicated patient on your unit without needing lots of backup and assistance. Now, obviously, if you run into an emergency, you are going to ask for help. So the expectation is that you're going to be able to have the skills to take care of the patients. So hospitals hire travel nurses to fill a staffing need. So you definitely need experience in your area of specialty, okay? The second thing you're going to need is a resume that outlines all of your experience. And your resume should be preferably in chronological order, where it can identify the hospitals you've worked at or facilities you've worked at, as well as your experiences, the things that you did in your previous roles. Make sure that those things are outlined, because when you work with a recruiter, the first thing they're going to want you to do is fill out an application and send over your resume. You want your experiences to be highlighted so that you can stand out amongst other candidates. Listen, we all know that travel nursing is a huge thing now, especially during the pandemic. So you want to make sure that your resume highlights all of your experiences so you can stand out as the best candidate for the position. Travel nursing can be very competitive. You want to make sure you get that job, okay? Number 3, you want to make sure that you have a license in the state that you are interested in working in. So as a travel nurse, you can work anywhere that you want, basically, as long as you have the license. Now, I'm here in Maryland. We have a compact nursing license, which covers, I believe, 30 states. I always forget the number, but the compact license covers lots of states. One of the states that is never going to be in the compact is California. So I did a whole video, it'll be here or here, somewhere up here, where I talked about how to get your California nursing license for free. So go check that out after you watch this video. But California is not and will not ever, I'm pretty sure it will not ever be in the compact. So if you don't have that compact license and you want to work in a state that you're not licensed in, you're going to have to apply for a license in that state before you are able to work there. So I hope that makes sense. Like, for example, for me, when I started out, one of my first assignments was in Massachusetts. I did not have the license for Massachusetts, and so I had to apply. Now, I was able to accept the position contingent upon me getting the license. That was a little bit stressful because sometimes licenses can take a while to process. At that time, the Massachusetts license took about 3 weeks to process. And so you don't want to be stressed like I was If you can avoid it, try to have the license already before you apply for the position, just to take that piece off of your plate. But you can accept positions while you're waiting for the license to process. But you do need that license prior to you stepping on the floor as a travel nurse, okay? Travel nurses need patience and flexibility. There's lots and lots and lots of moving parts, especially when you are interviewing for jobs, when you are negotiating contracts, when you are even communicating with recruiters. There's lots of moving parts. And so try to be as patient and flexible as you can and build your portfolio up. Like, you want to have things like all of your titles, your licenses, your resume, all of your certifications like your BLS, ACLS, NRP, whatever you need for your specialty. Make sure that you have those things available, like at your fingertips. I personally keep a folder on my phone where I have everything, so that as I'm applying for positions, or if for some reason my contract ended and I needed to quickly find another job, I always have those things ready to go. So I keep them on my phone in a folder, sending them right on off to the recruiter or to whoever I'm communicating with to apply for my position. Plus, it just makes things easier for you, because once you start to build your profile and your portfolio, all the things are the same no matter what company you go with. You're going to have to give them those same documents. So just make sure that you have everything ready to go, so that you don't have to look for stuff. You don't have to look for your PPD. Keep all of that stuff, scan it to yourself, keep it in a file on your folder so it's electronic and you can send it wherever you need to send it, okay? But I was talking about patience and flexibility, and I got off on a whole other tangent. But really, you got to be patient and flexible as a travel nurse, because things are always ever changing. So you gotta have flexibility, okay? And the last thing that I'm going to recommend all travel nurses have is an emergency fund and or a credit card that you can use in an emergency. Like, as a travel nurse, you are away from home. Anything can happen. When I started out on my first assignment, I did not have an emergency fund at all, okay? And I feel like no one should ever be in that situation. So that Massachusetts position that I took in the beginning of my travel nurse career, girl, there were so many things that came about that I needed that I had no idea I was going to need money for. Like, the license, I think, was something like $325. My recruiter reimbursed me for it. Now, I am a more savvy travel nurse now, where right now, if there was something I need, I would probably get them to front the cost of it versus me having to do that. But I didn't know to ask for that in the beginning. So always ask if they can front the cost for you, because oftentimes they can. If they want you to take that contract, they're going to make it happen, okay? But I didn't know to ask for those things. And so I had to front the cost for an A1 class, which was like $270. The license, I was up to like almost $1,000, and I had not started the assignment. And my recruiter just kept saying, oh, we'll reimburse you. No, sis. I need the money right now, because I didn't have it at that time. Like, I did not have the extra funds. So outside of paying for things that may not be known to you at the time that you start out on this venture, in terms of fees for licenses and things of that nature, while you're on your assignment, emergencies can happen. Somebody busts my window out of my car in California, my first 2 or 3 weeks of my assignment. I was devastated. It was a company car, so I didn't have to pay for anything, but I did have to Uber to work for a couple days. And sometimes when you are starting out on an assignment, all you have is the money to get there, and you may be waiting for that first paycheck. I don't have Uber money. So I'm telling you to make sure that you have an emergency fund, because things come up. I got a flat tire. Again, I couldn't drive to work. Had to Uber to work until my company could get this tire repaired. Like, you could get sick. You may need to fly home if you're far away. If your family has an emergency back at home, you may have to get back home urgently. So make sure that you have an emergency fund set up. You determine how much that is. But you may need to have like at least $1,000 to $1,500 to start as emergency money, just in case you run into an emergency, okay? So those are the things that I think travel nurses need to have to make you more successful and to make this a more positive experience. If you have anything to add to that, if you're a travel nurse watching this video, please leave it in the comment section. I am going to put a link in the comment section that has a checklist that is free to you. All you have to do is click the link. You'll get the checklist. And I thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.